Welcome and introduce you to another episode of Sabassembler. I know it's been a long time since my last video. Well, this is the reason. I've ordered another display case, for my statues, and the problem was, since I had more statues than space, I had nowhere to put the statues, so I had to wait for my new display I've actually already ordered in March. And since I loved my first Moducase display, I wanted another one, and I've ordered this other one. And today we're not going to make an unboxing for statues. Today it's going to be an unboxing and assembly video for my new Moducase display. And well, this is just one box of my order. It actually came with 11 boxes. My display is actually made up of 8 different units. Each unit has its own box, and you have the max 150 and max 70s. Mine is slightly adjusted. The 70s are not 75 centimeters tall. I've asked them to make them a bit taller, about 98 centimeters. And this is the first one we're going to unbox. I'll make an unboxing of the 150s later on, but this is the first box, and it comes with another box. And here, this is just full of all the electronics, the lights, and for the whole display. Here we have 12 LED lights and lots of cable for the display, and we'll come to that later on. Just put these back inside. So let's start with the first unit, and it comes in this flat, relatively large box. We'll just have to box these things. From my experience, these things are relatively easy to assemble, at least from my last experience. It's just, you might have a problem only with the first one or two, but after that, once you get the hang of it, they're pretty easy to assemble. So taken out everything, and inside we have these long metal bars without the screws on the side, and we have 4 of these smaller metal bars. They're about the same size. Yeah, these are the smallest ones for this specific unit, and these are the ones you're gonna be using first, so we want to keep these here. And we have these other slightly larger ones, also with the screws on the side, and we're gonna put these 2 aside for now. And inside this plastic bag we have a lot of these screws, nuts, and more screws. And this screwdriver also. And for now we don't need these. These are just there for in case you want to connect one unit to another, which we will be doing later on. But for now we don't need these. And we also have one small kind of fiberglass cloth in case you want to clean the glass. And we also don't need this for now. And inside we also have the actual glass panel, which is covered for protection for now, and we want to keep it covered as long as possible. And the larger cardboard protection panel, which is going to be going on the back side of the unit, and the front also covered now for protection. And inside we also have the top cardboard panel, which we also don't need now, and this wooden cover, which is going to be just the table which we're going to put inside the unit at the very end. So the first part you're going to be doing is to add these betel bars, where we have all four together, inside these slots. I don't know if you can see them for now, but we have these slots on the side in each of the four corners. Something you want to pay attention to is, since this is the front frame, you have to pay attention which is top and bottom. And you know which is top by paying attention. You have this hole in the center on the top, which is where you're going to put the screw in after you added the front cover, so it stays in place. But we're going to use that later on. So, but that's just something you have to pay attention when you're working on later. So you're gonna, when you put these metal bars in, you want to pay attention to how far these screws are looking out. You want to have them about pretty much the same length out, not too far out. And then once they're in, you're gonna want to have them looking right on top. The two holes drilled already inside each corner. The way I personally like to do it is having this thing standing up on the floor, and one hand you're gonna want to hold the bar, and that automatically holds the frame. So you want to push it in, keeping the frame and the bars very much aligned, the same height. And with the screwdriver, you're going to go through the hole from the outside. Before, you might want to look inside to pay attention that you can see the screws, and then you just stick this in and start to tighten the screws. You're probably going to be going up and down between the two different screws, and for the first time, if you're doing it the first time, you might want to take your time, but once you've done it once or twice, you're going to know how it works, and after that it's going to be pretty easy. And as I said, you want to pay attention that the metal bar and the frame are very much aligned, so that nothing is looking out on the top or bottom, because that could be important later on if you want to connect more units together. I like to tighten these as much as possible, so these things don't fall apart later on. So we've done the first one, and this seems very solid here, and you're just going to have to repeat this step another 3 times. So at the end you're going to have something that looks like this, and you should always pay attention. Everything's nice and it's solid. Now is the part where top, bottom, left, right becomes important. Now, since we know this part is the top, we want to keep this on the front or left, whichever you want to do, as long as you remember which is. And for this model, we want to have the glass panel on the right side, so it goes in right here in front. It might be difficult to take off the plastic cover later on, but so you might want to just take off a little bit or the whole thing, because you don't want to damage anything before you put everything together. But that's up to you, because it's happened to me before. I've actually took everything off and I scratched one of these on my old display. But that's your own choice. Just for the sake of camera, I've taken the cover off. Actually, the glue on this protection cover is actually pretty tough. It's not that easy to take off. So just want to put these into the slots. Perfect. So hope you can see that. It's inside nicely. And next part you want to be doing is take the smaller cardboard frame and push it in on the top slot here on the top side. You saw this is where you have to know where top and down is, bottom and you just push it down and it goes inside nicely. So when connecting the back side of your display, you might want to take out all of these screws on a bit more, because you're gonna have, and still make sure they're all aligned, because you have this cardboard piece on the side looking out. You might want to start with the long bars without screws on the side, but make sure that technically what you just have to do is recreate the front frame of the display and make sure that the side with the holes is always on the outside. And make sure they just fit them into the slot. Sometimes there's a little bit of resistance, you just have to push and it goes through. Very nice. And you're gonna have to repeat this part, this step on the other side. What you're going to need next is the shorter bar, or the medium-sized bar, where you only have two from, and slide these in. I would take the top one first and put it in place. If the screws are a problem, just take them out a little bit and still make sure they're in place. Depending on how far the screws are looking out, you might want to take them out, screw them outwards or inwards. And for the last side of the top cardboard panel, you just want to make sure it's right on top inside the slot where it should be going in. And now I would start screwing everything together. So I would start with the side panels, the side bars first, the long ones. I've connected the two sidebars, I've tightened those, and the small bar on the top holding the top panel and cardboard panel in place. So we're getting close to finishing, and last part, one of the last parts would be the back cardboard panel. As I said, it has holes and for the wires in case you have illumination inside, and I like to have it on the bottom, but I think that's free for everyone to decide for himself. And now we just have to slide it in from the bottom. Now we just have to connect the final metal bar as on top to the bottom. Just slide that in. Now we just have to continue screwing. And we're done. And here's our first Moducase. The next step would be to add in the bottom cardboard or wooden panel that should fit in like this as the bottom part. And next, you take off the front cover. For now I'll keep the protection pieces on top, and these should just, with the magnets, go in here with the cover. You also have to pay attention which is top and bottom, because the one with the hole on top goes logically on top, and it should equally fit into the hole inside the frame. And here's where there should be a screw inside, which is the small piece here, and you just screw it in here on the top. Should easily go in, and it fits in, and that's how it looks like. So, hope you enjoyed that, and show you another one for the Max 150s, which are pretty much the same with a slight difference. And for my display, there are going to be another 4 of these with one more with another glass panel but only on the left side, logically, not on the right side, and 2 more without the glass panels, which from connection or construction wise are pretty much the same, only you just have to skip the step with the glass panel. These Moducase boxes I've ordered for my new display, which is pretty much the same one as my last one. I'll show you a picture of that, only that some are slightly adjusted, and it's Max series, like 450 Max series, and the 470 Max series, only that mine are a little bit taller than the old ones. I think they're 97 or 98 centimeters tall, so I have enough space for larger statues. So, well, it took many months even. I ordered them actually in, I think, March it was, and due to the Corona crisis, somehow Moducase didn't come up with the production. But after a lot of communication between myself and Moducase, which does have an excellent customer service, again, special thanks to Bryan and Ashley from Moducase, who were really helpful getting these things to me as soon as possible. Thanks a lot again. And here I'm now to unbox and show assembly of these Moducases. In front of me I have a 150 max, and which actually does come with another box for the shelves, but I'll show you that one later. So now I'll just show you how to put these together. And as I said, like, I didn't have to make so many videos in the past because, or enough videos in the past because I had actually more statues than space, so I needed a new display, and this was my order, but unfortunately it just took so long. But now I just can't wait to unbox this and put my display up, and let's get started. So we have paper cover, garbage, and more paper, some more garbage. You know what? I'll just take everything out first and show you then. I've actually already taken everything out. I've even already connected one bar. Inside we have these two large bars without the screws on the side, and two of the medium-sized bars, and 1, 2, 3, and 4 of the smaller bars, which we are going to start with, and of course the large frame. So for now we're just going to need the large frames, and inside we've also had, just like with the previous display, these cardboard panels. This is the top one, and we have the glass panel, or this is just the front cover panel, and we have the back cardboard panel and the acrylic glass panel, but we're not going to need that for now. So we put these large bars and the medium-sized bars aside. As I said, I've already connected one of these, and we'll just continue with the next one. Said, always pay attention to how far these are looking out. As I said, since this is also a side unit with the glass panel, you'll have to pay attention where left and right is, and top and bottom, because for this bar here, the glass panel will go onto the right side, and so we'll have to take these bars with this plastic piece inside to hold connection piece to hold the glass panel. So that's if we're adding the top bar, it has to the plastic connection piece has to be looking downwards. As I said, it's just the same as with the previous Max 70s. Here I have assembled the full 150 Max Series Moducase, And of course this one also comes with this velvet cardboard stand that goes inside and the front cover right here. But here just to show you the difference, this piece also comes with another extra box where we have the shelves, adjustable shelves that go inside, and I'll just show you how those work. As I said, this box comes, since I've ordered more than one of these units, mine came with 2 of these. And I mean, the theory of these is that these should go in like this and just like hold in place. But before you do that, you would get these screws. Well, what you get are these metal pieces that are meant to be meant to be standing right here, meant to be standing like this, upright. And these go on every corner. And we will just have to connect these by adding these metal nuts that go inside like this. You just have to put them inside, and since there are 2 holes for these things to hold them, you just have to adjust these things to the holes and put the next one in like that. And then you get these, you put in these screws where you see the hole and just put them in, and you might want to screw them in a little bit with your hands, a little bit, so they hold as much as possible. As I said, you just have to align this thing perfectly to the edge of the shelf and tighten these screws as much as possible so none will fall out. And then you just have to repeat this step 4 times for each corner. So I'm done connecting all the corners. Hope you can see that on each side. So I'll just give you a tip. If you want to put the shelf in, I recommend you put it in before you actually put it up, and you want to lie it down and and just like push it in, or put it in slowly inside like this. So maybe somewhere in the middle, if you don't know which statue you're going to put where, and you want to just stand it in there and use those nuts you used before. For the time being, you just want to add these metal nuts in like before, and just add it like just pretty much the same step as before, and repeat that for each corner, and just keep it in there for the time being. Later on, once you know which statue is going where, you can add the extra screws so it's tighter and it's going to go hold the weight of the statue. As you can see, I'm done with that. I've finished all corners. Here we have the Max 150 all set up with the shelf in the middle. I just showed you how to put in the middle the middle adjustable shelf. I mean, the main body is just the same as with the previous one I showed you with the Max 70s and all the others, just with this one small difference. And as I said, like, if you wanna, I recommend you putting the adjustable shelf already in before rather than later on, because just leave if you don't know which statue is going where, just leave in one screw, because it makes it easier later on to adjust. But once you know where it is, where which statue goes, you can add the next one. That's pretty easy. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I can almost promise that there will be more videos coming in the close future, because we have enough space now for statues. So God bless you, God bless our statues, and special thanks to Ashley and Bryan from Moducase again for helping me to get this display to me so soon. And God bless you, God bless our statues, and wish you a nice day.
Don't